Imagine this. You've spent decades building a life raising children, working hard and maintaining relationships. But then, you hit 60, the children have their own lives. Your career is behind you, and many of the people you once relied on have moved on. At this stage, the question is no longer who will take care of you, but what will sustain you. Imagine waking up one morning feeling the weight of age creeping in. Your joints ache, your energy levels are low, and simple movements feel like a struggle. Suddenly you realize that the one thing you took for granted, all these years your health is slipping away. This moment is a harsh reality check for many as they cross into their 60s. While society emphasizes financial stability and relationships, the undeniable truth is that your body is the foundation of everything. If you neglect it, no amount of money or love will compensate for the suffering that follows. Strength, endurance, and mobility become the ultimate indicators of independence. The ability to move freely, to take care of yourself without assistance. To wake up without pain, these are privileges that only come with consistent effort. Aging is inevitable, but how you age is largely a choice. Exercise is no longer optional. It is your lifeline, not for aesthetics, but for function. A strong body prevents falls, protects against diseases, and ensures you can continue doing what you love. Strength training preserves muscle mass, which naturally declines with age. Cardio keeps your heart and lungs healthy, reducing the risk of heart disease and stroke. Flexibility and balance. Exercises safeguard against injuries that could leave you dependent on others. The difference between someone who actively maintains their health and someone who doesn't become strikingly clear in old age. One remains active, capable, and self-sufficient. The other finds themselves relying on medications, struggling with mobility, and becoming dependent on external care. But physical well-being is only part of the equation. Nutrition plays an equally crucial role. The food choices you make determine your energy levels, cognitive function, and overall longevity. Highly processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats accelerate aging, weaken the immune system, and contribute to chronic diseases. On the other hand, a diet rich in whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables fuels the body with essential nutrients. Hydration is another overlooked factor. Dehydration leads to fatigue, joint pain, and mental fog. Sleep, often sacrificed for productivity in younger years, becomes a non-negotiable necessity. Poor sleep accelerates aging, weakens immunity, and impairs cognitive function. Prioritizing rest is not laziness. It is a fundamental requirement for longevity. Then comes stress, the silent killer. Chronic stress wreaks havoc on the body, increasing inflammation, elevating blood pressure, and accelerating cellular aging. Learning to manage stress through mindfulness, meditation, or even simple breathing exercises is as important as diet and exercise. Without stress control, even the healthiest lifestyle can be undermined. Health is not about chasing youth, it is about maintaining vitality. It is about ensuring that the next decades of life are lived with energy, purpose, and independence. The harsh truth is that no one can do this for you. No doctor, no family member, no miracle cure will replace daily discipline. The choices you make today will determine whether your future self thanks you or resents you. Now, let's talk about security, financial independence. Money is not just about comfort. It is about control. A person without financial stability in their 60s faces uncertainty, stress, and limited choices. The reality is that relying on family or government aid is a risky strategy. The cost of healthcare rises with age, unexpected expenses appear, and retirement without proper planning can quickly turn into a financial trap. Passive income, investments, and savings are not luxuries, they are necessities. Without them, life becomes restrictive. Choices become limited, and dependency increases. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing you can afford healthcare without hesitation, that you can travel, enjoy hobbies, and live without constantly calculating every dollar. Retirement is not the end. It is a new phase of life that demands careful preparation. Many enter their 60s believing they have time, only to realize that opportunities to build wealth are shrinking. Smart financial decisions in earlier years compound over time, creating a safety net that ensures freedom, living within means, avoiding unnecessary debt, and making strategic investments are key. It is not about being rich. It is about being secure. The anxiety of financial instability takes a toll on mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. The ability to afford quality healthcare, a comfortable home, and even small pleasures in life should not be underestimated. Those who neglect financial planning often find themselves making desperate choices, relying on others, or struggling to keep up with rising costs. A strong financial foundation also provides psychological peace. The stress of not knowing if you can afford necessities in old age is a burden no one should carry. It allows you to live with dignity, to make decisions based on desire rather than desperation. It gives you the freedom to help others without sacrificing your own well-being. It ensures that if challenges arise, medical emergencies, unexpected repairs, or even the need for assisted living, you are prepared. The best gift you can give yourself in your 60s is the ability to navigate life without financial fear. Stability grants freedom and FR. Picture this. You wake up one morning, and for the first time in decades, there's no urgent task waiting for you. No work deadlines, no career ambitions left to chase, no children relying on you. At first, it feels like freedom, but soon a creeping sense of emptiness begins to settle in. This is the silent crisis many people face when they enter their 60s. For years, their identity was tied to their job, their responsibilities, and their family. Now, they find themselves wondering, what's next? The truth is, retirement is not just about leaving work. It's about entering a new phase of life, where purpose must be actively cultivated. Without intellectual growth, without a reason to wake up with excitement, the mind begins to deteriorate. The greatest danger at this stage is stagnation. Many people think they deserve to relax after years of hard work, but relaxation without purpose quickly turns into decline. The brain, like muscle, weakens when it is not challenged. Learning must continue not because of necessity, but because it is what keeps the spirit alive. Reading books, engaging in discussions, exploring new skills, and even taking on part-time work or mentorship roles keep the mind sharp. Those who embrace this idea remain vibrant and engaged, while those who let go of curiosity find themselves fading into irrelevance. There is a difference between simply existing and truly living. The most fulfilled individuals in their 60s and beyond are those who remain students of life. They don't settle for what they already know. They keep expanding their minds. Some start businesses, others write books, and some dedicate themselves to learning new languages, arts, or sciences. The beauty of this stage is that, for the first time in decades, learning can be purely for the joy of it. There are no exams, no promotions to chase, just the opportunity to grow for the sake of growth. But purpose isn't just about personal growth, it's also about contribution. The happiest people are those who give back, volunteering, mentoring younger generations, sharing wisdom through writing or public. Speaking these activities create a sense of meaning. They reinforce the idea that you are still valuable, that your experiences matter. When people stop contributing, they begin to feel invisible. Society may often focus on the young, but wisdom is a currency that never loses value. Those who recognize this continue to thrive, while those who withdraw into isolation find themselves struggling with depression and a lack of fulfillment. Yet no matter how much you learn, no matter how much purpose you cultivate, life without human connection becomes hollow. Many enter their 60s assuming that family will be their main source of companionship, only to realize that their children are busy with their own lives. This is not a betrayal. It is simply the natural cycle of life. The mistake many make is failing to build relationships outside their immediate family. Friendships, community, and social networks become crucial. Loneliness is a silent killer. Studies have shown that isolation increases the risk of mental and physical illnesses, from depression to heart disease. Those who maintain strong social circles live longer and happier lives. But meaningful relationships don't just happen, they must be nurtured. This means reaching out, making the effort to stay connected, and surrounding yourself with people who challenge and support you. It's easy to fall into the trap of retreating from social life, thinking that old age means slowing down. But that is a dangerous mindset. The people who remain active in their social lives, who engage in clubs, groups, and gatherings experience a far richer existence than those who isolate themselves. Another mistake is clinging to toxic relationships out of habit. At this stage of life, every moment is valuable. There's no room for relationships that drain energy rather than add to it. Friendships should be uplifting, filled with mutual respect and growth. Surrounding yourself with positive, ambitious, and kind individuals makes all the difference. The company you keep shapes your mindset. And in your 60s, mindset determines everything. True social wealth isn't about having hundreds of acquaintances. It's about having a few deep, meaningful connections. It's about knowing there are people who will stand by you, not because they are obligated to, but because they genuinely care. Building and maintaining such relationships requires effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. The strength of your social network directly impacts your mental and emotional well-being. In a world that often moves fast and forgets to look back, having people who remind you that you are still valued is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. As the years pass, the mind becomes a battlefield where thoughts shape reality. In youth, energy often masks the consequences of negative thinking. But in later years, the impact of mindset becomes undeniable. By the time you reach your 60s, your perspective on life determines not just your emotional well-being, but also your physical health, relationships, and overall sense of fulfillment. The people who age gracefully are not just those with strong bodies, financial stability, or an active social life. They are those who cultivate resilience and a positive outlook. The mind is a tool, and like any tool, it requires maintenance. Decades of experiences, disappointments, and losses can create a tendency toward cynicism. Studies have shown that people with a positive outlook live longer, experience fewer illnesses, and recover from setbacks more effectively. The way you interpret your circumstances can either energize you or drain you. When challenges arise, the resilient mind asks, "What can I learn from this?" instead of "Why is this happening to me?" This small shift in thinking determines whether you face the future with confidence or fear. A mind trained in resilience refuses to be controlled by external circumstances. It adapts, finds solutions, and remains engaged with life rather than retreating into bitterness or despair. Aging comes with its own set of inevitable difficulties, health challenges, the loss of loved ones, and the realization that time is finite. But focusing solely on what is fading blinds you to what remains. The 60s can be a time of reinvention. There is space to explore passions that were set aside for responsibilities. There is time to strengthen relationships, to deepen self-understanding, to pursue meaning with a clarity that younger years often lacked. The key is to approach aging not as a decline, but as a transformation. Those who embrace this transformation continue to grow, while those who resist it struggle against an unavoidable reality. Equally important is the ability to find joy in small moments. The mind, when left unchecked, tends to chase big achievements, thinking happiness exists in grand milestones. But in this stage of life, the richest experiences often lie in simple pleasures, a meaningful conversation, a morning walk, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a grandchild, the satisfaction of learning something new. Those who train themselves to find fulfillment in the present moment experience a level of peace that external achievements can never provide. Beyond personal mindset, there is one more pillar that determines the quality of life in your 60s and beyond: the ability to embrace change. The world does not pause for anyone. Technology evolves, society shifts, and younger generations introduce new ways of thinking. Those who resist change often find themselves frustrated, feeling disconnected from modern life. But those who remain adaptable, who stay curious about the world rather than clinging to outdated ideas, remain relevant. The mistake many make is believing that learning stops after a certain age. But growth is not just for the young, it is a lifelong necessity. Whether it's adapting to new technology, exploring new cultural ideas, or simply staying open to different perspectives, those who remain mentally flexible experience a greater sense of belonging in the world. They don't feel left behind. They remain active participants in life. Adapting to change is also about self-reinvention. Life is not meant to be lived in one rigid pattern. The person you were at 30 is not the person you are at 60. And that is a good thing. This stage of life offers the freedom to redefine who you are, to explore,